Dixie Carter, she was recently interviewed about Impact Wrestling premiering on Pop TV, and there was one thing that was discussed, which was basically about WWE signing several TNA stars in just the last year alone. And Dixie Carter had this to say. She said, and I quote, "We've always been criticized about taking WWE talent, and I think it's pretty interesting how the roles have been reversed. Our competitors, our competition have been after our talents." Now, I mean, look, let's be brutally honest. We've always been criticized about taking WWE talent. Here's where it comes into play, Mrs. Carter. I don't think fans have been complaining at great length about you taking WWE talent. I basically, if I were to break it down, I think the way fans have been perceiving the way you've gone after some WWE talent, it's looked a little bit, I don't want to say pressed, but like, I'm not going to mention any names either, because I don't want people sending me private messages going, dude, why did you say that about me on your podcast? I thought we were cool, because I know some TNA wrestlers, I interact with them from time to time in private emails and messages and all that. I'm not going to put their names out there, especially not the ones I consider friends of the RCWR show and all that. But some that I talk to, they're cool in my book. But there are some who, like, you see TNA sign and you can't help but go, why did they sign this person? Like, what the fuck? I think Derek Bateman, EC3, I thought that was like their best signing to date. Okay? Let me tell you something. Let me really break this down. For Dixie Carter to even acknowledge the question with that type of a response, Mrs. Carter, you shouldn't even be answering the question like that. The way that you were supposed to answer the question, well, look, let's be brutally honest here. For the talent that we were able to get that had once worked for the WWE, understand that when they stopped working for the WWE, they had became free agents on the free agency market. Therefore, they were an independent contractor. We offered them a deal of which they obliged. We did business together. That's how you're supposed to spin it. You're not supposed to come back with this lame ass, we've always been criticized about taking WWE talent. I think it's pretty interesting how the roles have been reversed. No. And make no mistake about it, WWE is operating exactly how I just said it. Nobody was bitching, moaning, and complaining when Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Kevin Owens, nobody was saying anything bad when these guys had signed contracts with the WWE. Everybody said, you know what? This is great. This is fantastic. All right, let's see what happens with regards to that. I think where things are a little bit shrouded in confusion, if you will, is there was a lot of anger and frustration on the part of many TNA fans for a significant number of years when they were seeing what they thought in their eyes was former veteran wrestlers who were taking up precious spots from already established young cats on the roster that deserved more than ever at that point in time to be given their 15 minutes of fame, given that push, if you will, whether it be main event, just more camera time, just given more of an opportunity to shine. And for a lot of the veterans that had came in at that point, it just rubbed fans off the wrong way. They felt that it was too overflooded with former veteran wrestlers. That's what this is really all about. Now, did some of the wrestlers that came into TNA, did they help elevate the roster. Some of the ones that came through there, yes. Am I going to mention names? That's a different topic for another time. Because when I go into that, I'm probably also going to be like, in the same token, bad-mouthing those that didn't do any good by being on the TNA roster, as they were just looking for a payday. But that's a different topic for another time. Look, I've been there. I've been doing this since 2011, and we did a show called Impact Showdown for a good while. And a lot of the comments that had came in, this is where you poll your audience. You do a census, you do a survey. You try to get a feel for what your wrestling fan base, who is ultimately your consumer, this is Carter. This is where you come in and you try to figure out what it is that they like, what they don't like, what they want to be better, and all that. And I can't tell you how many times when I was doing Impact Showdown, dedicated to the talk of TNA wrestling, over the years, of how many people were very disgruntled at veteran pro wrestlers established for many years. It was about time for them to ride off into the sunset. We're taking up precious spots that should have gone to established younger guys. These veteran wrestlers should have done a better job in putting over the younger talent, but didn't. It looked very one-sided. Very one-sided. That is really what this is all about. So I'm very surprised at the way that she had answered that. Seriously. I mean, I don't know who's handling the the publicity and all that, whoever the agent is and all that, but these guys got to be prepped better when it comes to these interviews. That's all I got to say with regards to that. That's serious.